going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
One of my favorite all-time Trump quotes, and when he said it, I said to myself, I don't think he's bluffing. I think he means it, and I think we're seeing it right now, don't you? Isn't that the greatest quote? One more time.
We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
The prophecy has been fulfilled in a way, right? I mean, look, we have not yet savored, believe it or not, the election. Remember just what this is the most stupendous thing any of us have ever seen. After all this stuff, he wins. And yeah, peace is breaking out. Things are changing all over the world, internationally, enemies, friends, they're capitulating, they're giving in, they're following our agenda. For instance, this lady from the European Union, I believe, says she wants to buy American natural gas. She doesn't want Trump's tariffs, and it goes on like this. Next, please. Putin says he's going to sell Russian oil. Beautiful. Keep going. Oh, Zelensky, this guy is he realizes the gravy train is over. Hamas is calling for peace. This is real stuff. What else? Oh, and perhaps my favorite of all, Jack Smith has completely and totally failed. By his own admission, he's actually calling for a motion to withdraw all of the charges. And the judge has agreed. The January 6th case goes away. The classified documents go away. We knew this guy. You knew it, and I knew it. We went through these indictments. We knew that there was nothing in there. The whole damn thing was a sham. We knew it. We demonstrated to the world in substance and in style. I want to do something about this guy's style. It was that first press conference. Actually, he had two big federal indictments of President Trump. And he did something, quite frankly, I have never seen a prosecutor do. After a high-profile, intense public interest indictment, he just walked away.
I'm deeply proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Thank you very much.
Why Florida, sir? Why did you decide to bring...
These women and men are public servants of the very highest order, and it is a privilege to work alongside them. Thank you.
Why didn't you charge any of the other co-conspirators, Mr. Smith? Do you worry this gets back?
How's that for a transparent government? How's that for a taxpayer who works? He works for us, the taxpayers, a government employee. There was something up because ambitious prosecutors, and these guys are ambitious, and there's nothing wrong with being a little bit ambitious. And after you work really hard, securing an indictment, whether it's against a president or maybe it's against Rex Hoyerman, yeah, the Gilgo Beach murderer. Anybody remember when they caught him, finally? This is Ray Tierney. It was a great day for law enforcement, and he knew it.
My office, along with our partners, are not going to stop. This case continues. So with that, I will turn it over for questions.
I had a question about...
We'll just go, if we go right to left. About the plan...
He's orchestrating the thing, right? He's helping the reporters ask questions, and that's what you're supposed to do. Let's go to a little bit on the substance, though, on both of these things, because they were, I mean, paper thin, not even thin. They weren't worth the paper they were written on. The documents case against President Trump. All right, so here are the documents leaving the White House on January 20th. They weren't trying to hide them, right? This is the last day of President Trump's presidency. There they go. They're not trying to cover anything up. And oh, by the way, President Trump isn't carrying the boxes. Here's President Trump leaving, 8:13 in the morning, peacefully. Oh, by the way, nothing in his hands. Let's take a look at this. He arrives at Palm Beach 11-ish that morning. all right, still not carrying anything. He's still the president of the United States, entitled to any shred of federal paper he wants, by the way. And here he is arriving at Mar-a-Lago, 11:32, January 20th. He is still the president of the United States. He could have taken the whole government with him if he wanted to. Joe Biden did not become president until 11:47 in the morning. Kind of unconstitutional when you think about it. It says in the Constitution you're supposed to wait until noon, but there he is, unconstitutionally taking it 13 minutes early. President Trump, whatever he took with him, he was allowed to. He was absolutely allowed to. And remember, these documents staged on the floor of Mar-a-Lago by the FBI, they brought that stuff in with them. This whole, look, go back to when those boxes left the White House on the morning of January 20th. The guy who from the archives is watching this on TV. I can remember watching the Trumps leaving the White House and saying to myself, what the hell's in that box? Talk about a system out to get President Trump. That began a whole process of trying to determine whether any records had not been turned over to the archives. If only they had been that diligent in trying to track down Joe Biden's stolen documents. Because the vice president isn't supposed to keep anything, all right? Not supposed to keep that stuff and store it in his garage, as he did, personally did. How about this? That old rickety box in the garage, right? I mean, does it look like Joe's chief of staff did that? No. Nobody did that except Joe. But he certainly said he did it, and the media repeated it.
Take responsibility for at least being careless with classified material.
I take responsibility for not having seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out things that appeared in my garage, things that came out of my home, things that were moved not by me, but my staff. My staff
did it. My staff did it. It wasn't me, it was my staff. His lawyer went on television and said the same thing. Of course, vice presidents don't pack their own boxes. Everybody knows that, don't they?
He was saying staff was clearly involved, responsible for the packing. We don't see presidents and vice presidents during transitions packing boxes. But he recognizes now when he looks back on it, maybe more involvement on his part was necessary because it didn't go the way he thought it should have gone.
You lying sack. Unbelievable. Merrick Garland's own investigator, a guy named Robert Hur, determined it wasn't the staff. It was Joe Biden himself. Joe packed the boxes himself as a sitting vice president of the United States. Yeah, you can tell him. I mean, if you were working for Joe Biden, you weren't going to just throw him in some box and dump him in the garage. Here's the Robert Hur report, all right, in detail. They track it down to Joe. On January 7, 2017, the Bidens moved furniture and personal belongings out of the Naval Observatory, that's where he was living as vice president, and into the Virginia home using a private moving company, okay? The Bidens paid for the move themselves and packed their own belongings. Mr. Biden was personally involved in the move, very much so. One military aide recalled seeing him packing by himself and just him moving his stuff one at a time into the truck. They even found the invoice from the Georgetown Moving and Storage Company, and a little item on the receipt there: customer to pack all, carrier to pack none. The logical inference is that Joe was taking all kinds of classified documents with him, and he shared some of that classified information with his ghostwriter for that phony book he wrote.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.